Hi, I'm Bonnie Bro, and I'm here at Korda Productions with the director Jeff Marentate for the next coming show, A Clockwork Orange. I personally am very excited to see this play, Jeff. For those listeners that haven't read the book or seen the movie, take us into the world that is A Clockwork Orange.
Okay, well, it's a futuristic world where teenage gangs have kind of taken over the night. It's based on a novel by Anthony Burgess from 1962, and one of these teenage gang leaders, a kid named Alex, gets picked up for murder. He accidentally kills a woman when he's robbing her house, ends up in prison and subjected to conditioning to force him to be good.
Aristotle wishy-washy works. Saint-Clement gets forbiculate smartish. Oh, shine, shine, oh, antipenultimate in growth.
What has been your experience bringing this cult classic to the stage?
Well, we started talking about this right after we did Rocky Horror way back in 2003. We were looking for a musical for the next year. And I'd heard that there was a musical version of Clockwork Orange before that. And the second we started talking about it, people were just going wild. You know, when are you doing this? We need to see this show. Our play is not like the film, though. It's based. Burgess wrote the script based on his own novel, and Burgess was kind of annoyed that Kubrick's version had become so famous and his had kind of fallen by the wayside. So we've gone back to Burgess's novel for our inspiration. We've gone with what I guess is best described as a steampunk look, kind of seeing the future through the eyes of the past.
On that note, what do you think audience reaction is going to be?
I think they'll be surprised. I think a lot of people will be expecting the Kubrick. I think they'll be surprised by the fact that it's a play with music. You don't usually think Clockwork Orange and musical in the same breath.
Tell us the show dates.
Sure. We open on November 11th. We run the 11th and 12th at 8 o'clock, the 13th at 2 o'clock, and then the following weekend, the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, which are the 17th, 18th, and 19th at 8 o'clock again. Tickets are $15, $10 for seniors and students, and the Thursday night is pay what you can.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Jeff.
Oh, thank
Again,
you.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing this play.
Me too.
Back to you, Veronica and Sean.
Hi, I'm Amanda June Marshall, and I'm here at the Capitol Theatre in Windsor, Ontario with Eric Boucher, the organizer of the Windsor International 48-Hour Flick Festival. So how are you doing, Eric?
Good, good.
What did you think of tonight's films?
Well, I thought they were great, actually. It was a really good turnout in terms of teams participating, and then also the films that were actually made were actually really, they're really great.
Good, good. So there were a few rules. Can you tell us about those rules?
Yeah. So there's certain rules that apply to getting into the festival or making your films, which are there's a line of dialogue, a prop, and a theme. The theme was the meaning of life. The line of dialogue was negative, 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 and the prop was a flashlight.
Okay, so when you're picking these rules, are there any meaning towards why you choose them, or is it kind of a random choice?
Well, I mean, it's kind of just a few people just sitting around thinking of what could be interesting or what would make for better films or what would get people thinking outside of the box.
We were really honored to have Dan Murphy's actually a Windsor local and also looms very large in the Canadian film industry, and he goes all over the world and he knows film really, really well, and he was our judge for the 48-Hour Flick Fest.
You know now how difficult it is to do this sort of thing, to lure friends and family to help you out on your film, and they think they're going to be there for 5 minutes. That's not so. It takes a little longer than that. Like I said, my hat goes off to your perseverance. You've all made some great movies, and hopefully you'll hire me down the road.
And when can we figure out who the winners are?
So we'll find out who the winners are on the closing night of the actual festival, and they'll be awarded the best flick, which is one of the teams, and there'll be 3 honorable mentions.
Okay, so you talked about the actual festival, you're talking about WIFF. Can you tell us about that? What's happening here this weekend?
So what happens is on the 10th is when the festival opens, and it runs all the way to the 13th, and then the closing night of the 13th is when the films, the Flick Fest films will be announced.
And there's some great films. How about the films? What's your favorite?
I don't know. There's a few I do want to see, and actually one of the judge, or the judge of the Flick Fest is actually one of the assistant directors on to take this waltz. And he's actually from Windsor, and so he was kind enough to lend his talents to pick what he thought was the best film.
That's amazing. It never fails to amaze me the talent we have in this city. I'm really excited to see the films this weekend and what's to come in the future of the 48-Hour Flick Festival. Thanks for having us, and back to you, Veronica and Sean.
If you're interested in advertising on EWTV,
or you have an event that you want us to cover,
then please contact us at EntertainmentWindsor.ca.